Derpity derp 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 derpity derp 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 derpity derp 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 derpity derp 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 derp.
Cocktails Prime with a Cooter Report for the Skeptic Fence Show.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bag me some horn kickers tonight.
Let's see who we have this week.
There's a war on religion going on, you know it, and right now Bibles are booted from Navy base guest rooms, and an atheist group is telling a Georgia high school football team to punt the prayers. That's right. We've got two situations here. If you go to visit someone who's in the Navy, the guest rooms actually now no longer hold the Bibles. And then is a school actually in Gainesville, a high school there. They use a Proverbs quote, iron sharpens iron, up on their game plan and up to inspire some of the players. And one concerned citizen wrote in and said, hey, we're not having this anymore. This is not freedom for us.
That's religious.
Offensive. Yeah, this is too religious, and it's being forced on the players to motivate them.
I don't know how having a Bible in a hotel room in a drawer is forced on anyone. If you don't want to read it, leave it in the drawer. You're not forced to read it. How is that implicating the Navy in any way, shape, or form? I can't figure that one out.
How hard is it to really figure this shit out, Eric Bowling? How hard is it to figure out that if you go to a guest room that is, sponsored by the Navy, so you could visit with someone that's in the Navy, and then in the guest room, the only book that is in every guest room is the Bible? How does that not register with you that that's a religious overtone, and the government, which the Navy works for, cannot endorse one religion over another? You'd be freaking the fuck out if it was a Quran in every room. They had a Quran there and no Bible. You'd be like, look, this is an outrage. But you can't understand other people's outrage when you just provide the Bible. You know why? Because you're a Christian that's blinded by your Christianity. You can't put yourself in anyone else's shoes, and you go around being a complete hypocrite because you don't understand that your religion doesn't rule everyone else's fucking life.
But you would think a U.S. Or an American organization, a federal-run organization would be able to make their own decisions, but it's atheist organizations that are pushing back on them.
Did Brian Kilmeade, the dumbest man on Fox and Friends and possibly the planet, actually just say that since the Navy is a government institution and is federally run, then it should be able to make its own decisions? Does he not understand what the government is there to do? You can't just go, well, the president is Christian, and the admiral for the Navy is Christian, and the 5-star general in the Army is Christian, so you know what? Christianity, just everywhere. Because you know why? It's called the Constitution. And ironically, Eric Bowling is going to pull out his Constitution and act like he worships it like the Bible, but just like the Bible, he obviously hasn't read it.
And if it's a money thing, I bet my bottom buck you can find someone who's willing to donate all the Bibles for all the rooms in the Navy, in the Navy and in the high school.
It's not a money thing, you dumbass. It's a rights thing. It's a constitutional rights thing. You cannot favor one religion over another. Got it? You know what? Let's let them keep their Bibles. And then we got to put in the Quran, the Book of Mormon. We'll put in the God Delusion. We'll just put a whole bunch of random fucking books in every room. All right? Because I'm sure there'll be plenty of people out there to donate all these different kinds of books. And then every guest will just have tons of reading material at their fingertips.
You're right about that.
Did we put this question on Facebook?
We sure did.
Yeah.
And this is what Eric had to say. In America, we are guaranteed freedom of religion. Now it seems the only ones who are not guaranteed that are the Christian majority.
I would agree with Eric, even though my name is Eric.
These people obviously don't understand that freedom of religion doesn't mean the freedom for you to push your religion on everybody, including those who don't want it. Do you understand? It's exclusionary. Freedom of religion means freedom from religion, because the freedom of a Muslim to practice their religion in America doesn't mean that you have to abide by their Muslim rules. You can still eat pork. You can walk around without a burqa or whatever. You can do those things because you're free from their religion. Just like everyone that's not a Christian is free from your Christian rules. They come with your religion. If you're a Christian, you follow those rules. Christianity has its own rules, and the only people that have to follow them are Christians. When you try and impose those rules on everyone else, you come off like the extreme Islamists that you're always complaining about.
And Tom says, why are atheists' rights more important than everyone else's? Where does the Constitution say we never have to see something that offends us? All these lawsuits do is cost tax dollars, and they all offend me.
So this dumbass asks, where in the Constitution does it say that you don't have to see things that offend you? Okay, well, where in the Constitution does it say you get to just squeeze your religion into like public schools and into the Navy and the military, however you please, by doing things like offering only the Bible in Christian guest rooms? Where exactly does it say that in the Constitution? I'm waiting.
And Carrie said this on Twitter: sad that we push equality unless it comes to the Christian beliefs, and then it's wrong. Very hypocritical.
How can this dumbass say that we push for equality unless it's Christian beliefs when the stories are specifically about when it was only the Christians that were represented? You didn't have like all the other religious texts except for the Bible in the Navy guest rooms. That's not how it worked. It was only the Bible. That's how it was unequal in your favor, in Christians' favor. So when they remove the Bible from those guest rooms and there's no religious text, it doesn't have any one religion that it's representing, that's actually equality. Do you understand? And for you to be like, oh, it's all very, very hypocritical or whatever, you're the hypocrites. You need to step out of your shoes, turn the fuck around and look at your argument from an outside view, and maybe you can start to gain a little bit of knowledge or comprehension on how fucking stupid you sound to the rest of us.
You know, in light of what's going on in the world and the persecution of Christians right now, how close, I would add this other question, how close do we want to get to eliminating religious freedom in the globe, particularly here?
And I carry the Constitution every single day. And this is a big point of contention. I'm a constitutionalist. And these freedom from religion groups, I don't think they have a basis in this. I really don't. I think they're expanding, they're overstepping the bounds on it.
For being so fucking stupid, for not understanding your own hypocrisies, for not understanding that freedom of religion means freedom from religion, for not understanding that it was the Christians that were being favored in these cases, and that's why they were removed. And it's not being replaced with the Quran, because in that case, I'd agree with you. Why are we getting rid of one religion in favor of another? That's not what the Constitution is about. But he sits there and waves around the Constitution just like they wave around their Bibles without understanding what the fuck it means. They think it proves their point no matter what their point might be.
Right. They're passionate in what they don't believe.
Right.
Right.
I want you to believe.
It's for being such complete morons and not understanding how hypocritical their own views are, that Eric Bolling, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and Brian Kilmeade all win the Cooter Award for being the dumbest horn kickers I could find this week. Until next time.
Cooter.
Derp